World of 5FM Radio, bringing you hot, smoldering topics on a weekly basis. Your participation is important.
It's a brand new week, and welcome to yet another edition of The Burning Issue. This is the Tuesday edition, and we are very grateful that you've found time to tune in and to be with us on this very interactive program. And don't forget, we are live here in Lusaka and the surrounding areas on 89.9, that's 5FM radio. But also don't forget, we are live on our partner radio stations, and we are live on Isunga FM on 88.1 Northern Province, Senga Hill to be precise. That's where we are. And of course, also 1.1 in Kawe of Central Province. Not forgetting that we are live on Tuta FM as well. And Tuta FM is in Mansa, covering the rest of Luapula Province. That is on 90.7. Copper Belt is well covered. We are live on Platinum Radio on 99.7, and that is in Ndola. And Katete FM in Eastern Province, 103.3. And yes, literally covering Eastern Province, but Katete FM is based in Katete. Not forgetting ZFM in Kapiri on 100.3 FM. And we are also live on our socials. Look out for 5FM Radio Zambia. And we are also live on Ask Movie TV. All right. And so please share the pages. Leave us a comment. We'll be grateful to come back to you and read your question or indeed your contribution to this program. And I'm your host, Zachariah Banda. My guest today is Mr. Stephen Nyirenda. He is president of Munthu Party. And we haven't had a conversation with him in a long time. And we are delighted to have you. Welcome to The Burning Issue.
Zach, thank you so much. I'm so happy to come back to my country. I'm so happy really to be here.
Yeah.
Zambians outside there, I get you great people. Thank you.
Yeah, you've been quiet lately. What have you been up to?
Oh, that's very nice. Actually, the first thing that I really wanted to give my friend a chance, the UPND a chance to do their job without being disturbed. But the great thing was, the biggest thing that I did was, I did analyze this country. And after analyzing this country, I said, look, let me go out and see how other people do it. I will start with the analysis that I did.
Right.
I looked at it from 1964, when we took independence, to today, which is about 16 years.
Right.
When we started in 1964, the country started on a hype. I was there anyway. It was good. It was really, really good. Came 1975, things started turning sour. Things started getting bad for the Zambians. There are so many reasons, but some of the reasons is the management, poor management. It's there, it's written, there are books about it. So when you analyze from 1975 to where we are, the country is diving down. We are getting poorer and poorer, poorer and poorer. And today, Zambia is one of the poorest countries in the world. The number 6 poorest country in the world. Can you imagine? From where we were to where we are. So starting from MMD, PF, and the UPND, we are not going up. So I'm asking, how did we reach here? How did we really become the 6th poorest country in the world? So I said, look, let me go and look, also find out how our friends are doing. So I spent a lot of time staying with some countries, the Asian countries. I was in Europe, I was in America, checking how do our friends do. And when you compare, really, or what I learned, what I saw when I was out these last almost 4 years, I've been in, out. When you compare, it is a joke the way we are running this country. It's a joke. And when you go further, you look at our budget. Our budget for $10 billion, about 250 billion kwacha, $10 billion. When you look at it, it's a joke. It's a big joke. Yeah, you can't run a country the way we are running. There are so many other things that we are that are not well. So in short, it's the management crisis, and that's what sent me outside. We'll talk about it as we go on.
Indeed. And now let's come back to Munthu Party. I'm pretty much sure that you are definitely participating in the 2026 general election.
Yes, we are.
How ready are you? Obviously, the structures in terms of mobilization, you must have the good numbers really to give you confidence that you will pull through in 2026.
Right. When me being out, of course, my people are working underground. They are doing all over. We have got structures all over the country.
Okay.
My people are working. So we are working towards that. And now it's the vigorous punch now. Now we are going to the last round of the campaigns.
And you haven't participated in recent by-elections that we've had. Is that strategically choice?
Well, yes. Mostly, Zaki, in 2019, 2021, I did participate to know how the game is being played. And we have enough knowledge to know what's going on. Strategically, you spend so much money where you know exactly where how the results are going to be. The incumbent always has got an advantage in the sense that they use all states machinery, dump you around, they do all sorts of things. And with that amount of money, you can use it to have a different concept that you reach the people. So it is not just me to go and stand there, shout, and to be put in prison or to be. That's not it. Mine is not to be there to shout and insult and all these things. No, it's there to make sure that give a service to the people. And if you know that you can't give the service to the people at that particular time, you better take another route. So strategically, it's what we wanted to do.
This is Tuesday edition of The Burning Issue, and our guest is Mr. Stephen Nyirenda. He is president of Munthu Party. Now, you did make mention that the reason you've been quiet is simply to give chance for the UPND to perform. And so here they are. I mean, what's your rating? Have they lived up to your expectations? And if not, where are they? Have they failed?
You see, we all goes.
Right.
Yeah. Other people, they will say, I want to buy a bicycle, I'm okay. Others, they say, I want to fly. Others say, I want to buy Mercedes-Benz. And I think where UPND is concerned, they wanted to bicycle. So they have bought a bicycle and the people are not happy. People want to fly. People want to eat. People want all these things. And those are the things that we think that people, that these guys have not provided. Where we are right up now, it is mostly not me to judge. It's the vote. It's outside there. The people have already made their own judgment on what these guys are doing. These guys, according to what the people were expecting, they have failed. But according to them, they have made it. We were told, is it 2 weeks ago, where the Republican president stood there, my friend HH stood there saying, oh, we have developed the economy from -2 to over 5 point something. You know, development is measured on how comfortable a person does. Development is measured on what I eat, the consumables, basically, that I have. And the basic consumers is what I eat, what I drink, where I sleep, the transport, the energy that I'm having. That's where you measure development of. Now, I can come with a figure because perhaps I'm trying to please the World Bank or trying to please the Western world to say, you see, you have moved from 0 to 10, but in actual fact, you have moved from 0 to -10. And that's where we are. You know, Zach, again, my fight is not against any political party. It's not against the ruling party. Our fight is against the vices that are making us go down every day. And those are the vices that are telling him to say you have developed, because as they're telling him to say you have developed, it feels good, and they are busy stealing our wealth. This country is not in the hands of the Zambians. This country is in the hands of the foreigners. And those are the people who are telling him those figures. And he sits down and he relaxes that is okay. But on the other side, told you are number 6 poorest country in the world. How can a president go on a podium and be happy when he's told you are the worst, and he stands on the podium and tells the people, I have developed, I'm better? Zambia is not developing. Zambia is getting worse and worse, and that's a fact. So it's not the rating that I give, it's outside there. Go on the street, that's where the rating is. The rating shows on its own.
Which ones do you feel are key sectors that really would easily propel this country to a better place? Because when you generalize, they will tell you that in certain sectors they've done well, but it is in public domain that they are not shying away from saying, yes, energy has been a challenge. I mean,
well, Zaki, first of all, let me go back. I don't need a European or a Nigerian to come and tell me to say energy is the one that pushes. We said it. You remember that my last interview with you, I analyzed the energy very clearly. And I said the developed countries, they use over 70% of their energy comes from the fossil. Fossil meaning you are burning diesel, you are burning coal, you are burning gas, and so on and so on. Dubai, which uses 10 times energy as we are using, it burns almost 100% fossil. And us here, we are saying, let's go for solar, let's go for what, and things like that. Why is the Emirates, Dubai, why are they not using solar? They have got a lot of land which is bare, because it's a desert. Why don't they put solar gardens? Why don't the Chinese who manufacture these things, why don't they put solar gardens? They've got a lot of land. Why doesn't Germany use solar? Why is the French people, they are using 99%, almost 80% of their energy from the uranium, nuclear power, and they are telling us you are not good enough to use nuclear power, but them they are using. What is the difference? I went with them to school. So what is the difference between them and us? There isn't. Now, to answer your question, the key factor that pushes everything up, like a keyboard that you have, you press a button, everything goes up, is basically the energy sector. We don't need Dangote to come and tell us that. Zambians have got the knowledge. We've got the knowledge. We may not be billionaires in terms of dollars or kwacha and things like that, but the God-given knowledge we have, the God-given material we have, give a Zambian the chance to develop his country, he will develop. That's why we are saying Zambia is for Zambians. Give Zambians the wealthy. Now, you want to go and kneel for a foreigner. This country is run by the foreigners. They are taking monies away. It's the Chinese, it's the Lebanese, it's the other European, Americans, and so on and so on. Even other African foreigners, starting from the compound. If you go to a compound today, every second timber which is there, every second or every first shop which is there doesn't belong to a Zambian. Belongs either to Rwandese. I'm not against them, because next to me there's a Rwandese shop, and when I don't have sugar, I go and borrow from them. But the Zambian must be the one to take over this economy. Even in a compound there, the Zambians must be the ones having these tuntembas. The Zambians must be the one to cook the nshima. You have a Chinese who is cooking nshima now, right up now here. Now, when I go up, we have got friends. Our friends like the Indian origin, they are Zambians but Indian origin. They are the ones controlling this town. But look the way the town looks. When I was walking to this place, Muchite Mukorido Mulimapoto, the one as an Indian. Kufront Kuoneka, but he's making a lot of money. Where is he taking that money? He's not leaving the money here. A Zambian will leave the money here. So give the Zambian to develop the energy, he will develop it. Give the Zambian to develop the infrastructure, he will develop it. Don't give to corrupt politicians. No, give to private entrepreneurs and control them, what they are doing. What the country again is doing, a politician gives he himself, a politician who does not know anything about construction, he takes a contract of construction of a road, and definitely they fail. So give a proper Zambian, scrutinize Zambians, and let the wealthy be in the hands of the Zambians. And once we do that, the energy sector will go up. Before I wind up on this, you know, in Zambia here, if you look at the economy, ask the mining, how much does the mining contribute to our budget? A bare less than 13%. But how much energy do they take from me? They take over 55% energy. So if they take over 55% energy, let them also contribute over 55%. So that they use that energy to exploit me, to take my wealthy and take it outside the country, and I'm giving them even tax holidays. It doesn't work like that. But Zaki, I'm not here to point fingers at anybody, to point fingers at the government, to point fingers of the leader and things like that. The truth is that from 1975 to date, we've been having management crisis in the government, leadership crisis in the government. That's why you see now politicians, when we go towards the elections, they want to show the people that they are doing better. They want to give money to the people. They want to give energy to the people. They want to reduce the rate down, and so on and so on, because that's what a politician does. A politician wants just to see what is it going to put him back on that seat. Zambians, wake up. Wake up. From now onwards, anything that they are giving you, eat it. They give you energy, eat it. Give you everything, eat it. But when the time comes, take them out. Bring the people who love this country, who love the Zambian people, not the people who suffer on the monies and take them outside. There are Zambians, quite a few Zambians who are again rich. They have made themselves rich by getting all these contracts from the government, corruption and so on. Where have they taken this money? This money is outside. This money is the money building Dubai. This is the money building UK. This is the money building Joburg. This is the money building New York. Our money, whilst we are suffering. And these guys live in here, and they've been proudly say, oh, this Christmas I'm going to UK. This Christmas I'm going to Dubai. Shame yourself. This Christmas you must go within Zambia where you have developed. And because you have not developed Zambia, you now want to go outside. Are you not ashamed? You must be ashamed. Let's Zambians take this country into our own hands, build the infrastructure, build the things that we need to develop it. This country needs a visionary, needs people who can see 50 years to come, 100 years to come. Not people who want to manipulate things because they want to stay there. No. And these guys, these leaderships that we have had, they are there, or they were there to manipulate so that they can make themselves rich, they can make their families rich, their friends rich, and leave the country as the poorest, number 6 poorest country in the world. Shame for us.
I would want to disagree with you on a number of things. That probably the tendency of a politician would be that towards an election year they will provide what they have failed to provide over the years. I'm looking at the UPND, and probably President Hakainde Hichilema seems to be displaying some honest tendencies in his leadership. If I mean, disagree if you have to, but by now, based on how we've seen politics in the past, by now we should be having more hours of electricity if really he has to do it for the vote. By now, any politician would have given us at least 10 hours or more of electricity, knowing he has elections ahead of us. But alas, we are where we are. I mean, there's nothing to manipulate in this case.
You have just summed it. Zaki, you have just summed it. There is nothing to manipulate. You know, if I don't have money in my pocket, even if I want to manipulate, I can't. So if he had, he was going to, but he doesn't have. But again, I don't want to be misunderstood. I don't come on a podium to point fingers at anyone.
Right.
I don't come on the podium to point fingers at any political party. And you know, I said it in 2021, Zaki, with you.
Right.
2020, 2021, I said, Zaki, I said the UPND, they have been managing, they have been running together with the PF and together with the MMD to some extent. Why did I say that? They were having more than 30% of membership representation on parliament. They had, in certain areas, they had an MP, all councillors, and mayor, and so on and so on. And I always say, the richest organization or the richest institution in the country is a council. Because in a town like Lusaka, everything that you see in Lusaka belongs to the council. They can manipulate it by their bylaws and things like that and collect money. When I walk around Lusaka, I see money everywhere. I see money everywhere. But because the councils are lazy, the councils are not doing their job, they would rather go and parade or go to the central government asking for equalization money, which is money thrown away. They must contribute to the main government, not to get money from the government. So I said it. I said, look at these guys. These guys have failed already whilst they are in opposition. You give them that too, you will see how much they are going to fail. And truly speaking, I don't want to speak the way my friends or a lot of people have spent it. Almost 100% of the promises that which are made have never been met. They have never been met. And that is not what democracy is. Democracy is not to allow me just to go and cast a vote freely. No. Democracy is, of course, to go further. Give the people what you have promised. Make sure you work for the people. They are not doing it. They haven't given the people what they promised. There are lots of things that I think the government can do. When you look at the budget, Zaki, when you look at the budget, I know what your question was, that HH seems to be a leader. If he seemed to be a leader, or if he was a leader, then he shouldn't be manipulating the constitution right up now when we are going to elections. But we'll come back to that.
Yes, because I have it on agenda here.
Yes. So what I was saying, I was just saying that democracy is about also you giving what promised, you giving the ear to the people to listen to the people, and what the people are saying, go and evaluate it and do it. This is the worst listening government. It does not, at all levels, even our levels. Me as a president of a party, I have vision for this country, and this vision for this country, definitely I share it. I share it even with the ruling party. I share it even with the top, the government. It is up to him to say, Steve, what are you talking about? Can we work this out? He is not interested in that. He's not interested to see. Now, you have seen.
Give us an example of what you have advised or shared with him that you feel could have changed things.
I will talk, certain things that you share with the top. You cannot just say them outside there. But I'll give you a general.
Right.
I offered how we can generate money for this country for the next 20, 30 years. I'm not talking about little money. I'm talking about huge amounts of money. I did offer because I'm seeing it. We, for us to be able to fund our budget, we need basically to generate money. Now, when you look at our budget, that's where I was going. Take a budget of any country. If you take a budget, the budget will show you the plan for that particular ruling party. It will show you where the country is going. It will show you where the country is going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, and so on. Our budget does not show us anything. It has nothing. It is something to laugh about. It's something to laugh about. You're talking about the FISIP. FISIP, which was started in those days, yes, MMD by that time the minister was the late Nawakwe. This FISIP, again, I repeat, people did not think up to the end. It is wasting of money, wasting of the people, sending us more into more poverty. It is making people more poor. That's why you see when you go halfway, people have got no food because FISIP does not do anything. They are continuing with it. Anything else, they are continuing with it.
What is the alternative to FISIP, according to you?
Agriculture. I will talk. I will have. We are going up. I'm going to have a day where we are going to talk about agriculture.
But at least you can give us an alternative.
I will touch it. Alternative to FISIP is that gather enough money, and in every 50 to 100 kilometers, put agriculture centers. In these agriculture centers, they must be equipped with capacity. Capacity meaning you have money there to lend the people. You have equipment to make sure that people can borrow, and got human resource that can teach the people. So any farmer who wants will go there to say, look, I've got 100 hectares. I need so much money, and this is how I'm going to. So this guy is given the help. What is he going to farm? And if what is going to farm, he doesn't have enough knowledge, you've got people to help him, to think, to make sure that he does well. You have got money where he borrows the money, and he will pay from his yield. Don't let him pay everything at the end of the season. No, give him 10 years to pay. Because if this guy is productive, the profit that is going to make is going to grow and become bigger and bigger. Also advise people, if this one has got 5 hectares, this one 10 hectares, this one 1 hectare, advise the people to put all those hectares together, and they have money that they inject inside, borrowed, and they have people that are going to help them, the knowledge, the agricultural officers, they have got equipment. When I was growing up, I could see combined harvesters. Do you see any combined harvesters on the road? They are not there.
But Mr. Nyirenda,
you only see them in the private white farmers.
But Mr. Nyirenda, that's what you're talking about is the status quo in as far as farming is concerned. And I think that when you talk about a farmer with 100 hectares, you are basically as good as saying he's a commercial farmer and can't be on FISIP. And I think that FISIP is meant for those that have a hectare or 2.
I have just said.
And those they don't have capacity to borrow as things stand.
They do. They are Zambians. They're Zambians. And this is another point that I want to strike.
Right.
Zaki, as Zambian, I have the right to enjoy the benefits of my copper. I have the right to enjoy the benefits of anything else that the government is doing. As a Zambian, over 75% of Zambians, they do not have any benefits from this country. So those people with the small areas, 500 acres, so many 1 hectare and things like that, they also have the benefit to come together and borrow money in terms of equipment and anything else. So if I've got 5 hectares, I go to the center, I said, look, I need 1 hour for you to come and plow my land. And that 1 hour is going to be written, okay, this 1 hour is equivalent to 10 kwacha. They put it, so you have borrowed 10 kwacha. The fertilizers that you have put in there is equivalent to 2,000 kwacha. They put it there, and so on and so on. When now I have the things that I need, from that 5 hectares, I'm going to develop. But Zaki, if you give me, I've got 5 hectares. I'm a small farmer. I've got 5 hectares. You give me fertilizers per dish. You give me seeds in plastic. You give me actually no money to go and hire a machine because I've got a hoe. Sometimes I'm sick. I'm not going to go. You've given me those things, but I'm sick. I'm not going to plow there. What is it? Dead. And these are our people that are more than 50% in the villages there. Zambians, there are very few commercial farmers as Zambians. The majority of commercial farmers here in Zambia, they are either white or our friends, the Indian, and so on and so on. As I said, once they make the profit, they take it out. And some of the white commercial farmers, they don't even farm for us. Because this is what the Western machinery has done. The Western machinery has implanted its own people in every country, developing country, Zambia inclusive, work for them to make sure that whatever we do here goes back to this Western world. I will talk. I can give you an example of that. How many Zambians are controlling the lodges, or so to say, where the management in this country? Almost less than 1% of Zambians are controlling game management. You have people that are coming from all over the world. They have paid there. We don't even know how much they have paid. I'm talking about this, Zach, because I've experienced it. Having owned the hotel, I had it, where people pay all over there, and the government here does not know how much money I've collected there. They come here, they stay with me, they spend perhaps 2-3 kwacha to buy drinks or water and so on. They go back. The big money has remained there. The DRA cannot capture it. It is happening now.
Is that what you used to do and declare how much you were making at your hotel?
Zaki,
Is that what you
are we
practice?
talking about my private life, or we're talking about Zaki?
No, because you are very experienced in this sector.
Yes.
I mean, you've been in tourism, I know
Yes.
so.
I will-
And you're basically touching on tourism, that there's a lot of money that comes here unaccounted for.
Yes.
And,
So,
and it's because most of these do not declare. That's what you're saying.
Zaki, I have done quite a number of businesses in this country.
Right.
Quite a number. I started by importing. I was one of the biggest importers of spare parts in this country.
Absolutely.
One of the biggest importers of tires in this country. So I did test things that the way they are doing. Do you know that 3/4 of the people who are smuggling things here are foreigners? Things are being goods are smuggled here into this country. And there's cartels of these people doing this. I tested it when I was doing that business because, Zaki, I'll tell you this. My ambition to run this country starts from 1983 when I was a small boy at the university for reasons. And ever since, I'm putting a block to see what is happening in every sector. That, of course, this importation and things like that, I know what goes on here. I know. In the tourism industry, I come to the question that you have asked me, is it what you have been? I have tested it. I've tested it. I've asked my friends, you are coming here. Can you pay the money in my account there? They have paid the money in the account and they have come. So I've tested, I've ticked. You know, sometimes to know.
So you know the loopholes.
I know it. And that's why I'm standing here to say, look, I have a vision for this country. I'm not a person who, afterward, yachimbara na wantu wakutumira kutuma SMS that he wongankare president, then wanyamuka I'm going to be a president. I'm not that type of person. And from what I'm coming from, I've tried to put the block. I've tried to make sure that I invest in this country in all sectors, to make sure that I know how to handle the personality. I know how to handle the economy. I have done it, and I've seen things. I've seen things the way we work, the way we do things. Not only that, to be a bit negative, let me say this, which I like saying. Zaki, if you don't teach your children, the world is going to teach your children. If the world doesn't teach your children, the devil is going to teach your children. And that's where we are now. Because when you go outside there, the work mentalities of us Zambians is also not good enough. I have tested it and I know it from my investments. So what we need to do again, besides that, we need to teach our children. We need to teach our children they must love our country. You know, if our children are properly taught, they are not going to cut the Zesco cable, because the Zesco cable feeds them. If the children are taught properly, they are not going to cut the pipe of water that feeds them to take that metal to go and sell it. So the mentalities must be taught from grade 1. I must be able to tell a grade pupil to say, look, this is a do, this is not a do. You know, when I was in Japan, I learned a lot of things. I learned. Children from grade 1, they walk to school. They are not seated in town. No, mom drive me to school. Mom, what and what? Mom, you know, I will tell you about myself as well. My daughter to school, and my daughter, there was only about 200 kilometers, not 200 meters, perhaps 500 meters. My daughter could not walk alone to school. I said, what's wrong with you? She had to be taken there, or to by car, or by somebody, a helper. That is wrong. That is all in our mind. We will think it's being rich to drive a child to school. A child can jump. Let the child know what it is. Let the children be. So that's why I'm saying we need to start from there. So that's where I'm basing all these things. You know, as I'm speaking, once I'm Japan. You know, there's something else that I loved about that country. Economically, from the government point of view, do you know that Japan is the only country in the world that has got no external debt? So you ask yourself, where do they get the money? Because there's no country in the world where they have got no debt. Ask yourself. And did you know what? They borrow money from the local people. The local people buy government bonds. The local people, through the pensions, they lend the government for it to work. Now you take money for the people, NAPSA, you take NAPSA's money, you will lend to a Chinese company. No, it doesn't work like that. That's priorities. So, you know, and then I ask myself, how does it work? It's that, Zaki, what I'm talking about, to say we in Munthu Party, we are going to make Zambians millionaires. And that's what our friends have done. Zaki, if I make you a millionaire and I take you to say you are going to live in Shangombo, you can have your millions, you can have your you fly here, have a disco here, and fly back there. But once you are in Shangombo, because you are driving Porsche cars, you know all these things, you are going to make a road, right? To make sure your car. Because you have a headache, you need some tablets, you say, no. Here, I want a hospital and good nurses and good doctors. Yeah? And so on. What will happen? That place will develop because you like eating. You say, I want to have a proper bakery here. Shangombo will develop. Now, multiply that. If you are going to have 100, our friends, China, it makes hundreds of thousands millionaires every year. So does Japan. If we make our millionaires, our Zambian millionaires, Zambia for Zambians, make them millionaire. When I have a problem, I will bring them in a room to say, guys, the government has made you what you are. Zambia has made you up there. Zambia now has got a problem. Sit here. Sort this system. Sit here. Build electricity. Sit here. Build that road. You don't run every little thing you want to run to Dubai to say you come and invest. No, the investor is here. Here. We have the brands. We have the materials. We have everything that we need. But you know, because Zaki, we don't trust each other. You know, if Steve is a billionaire, he's going to take my seat. That is our thinking. If Zaki is a billionaire, he's going to take my seat. So I will keep Zaki small. Let him not have money. I even kill his company. You kill Zambian companies. You take those licenses. You give them to Chinese. You give them to Arabs. You give them. You are killing. I'll give you a big example. And as Zaki, next year I will be in the government, whether on the top or inside or underneath, but I will be in the government. You know, there was a company called Nyirenda here.
Yeah.
Do you think really, and owned by Zambian? Zaki, do you think really that Nyirenda can fail to do what Yango is doing? And us, when we take over, we will reverse. Nyirenda will take over everything that Yango is doing. I'm telling you. It's just taking those guys sitting down. This is software. Software. Simple programming. You can get a programmer from anywhere. This is what I want you to do. Finish. The Zambian will be a billionaire. That Zambian will be a billionaire. You tell him to say, look, Bwana, the government has made you a billionaire. So we have a problem. We want you to build. But you know, you are quick to say, look, Dangote, can you come here and sit here? No, create him Dangotes. Whatever Dangote is doing is for his pocket and Nigeria. Dangote has the people who have invested in him. You see him like that, it's not him alone. It is directors, it is the shareholders, it's what and what. He just makes sure that he abides to it. If the shareholders tell him to say, we are not going to go to Zambia, he will not come here. If the shareholders tell him, we are not going to go to Zimbabwe, he will not go there. But create your own that you can tell. The government has a deficit of a budget. Zambia budget, give us 2 years once we take over the government. Within 2 years, the budget of Zambia is going to be not less than $50 billion, 5 times what it is. You can't be operating Zambia at $10 billion. That is a change for companies. I mean, honestly, but you will see this when you take the budget. When you take a budget of Zambia, you laugh. You know, when the budget came out, I was outside there. I put it with my friends that I was learning from and learning. People burst out laughing. This can't be a budget. A country who is it a third position in copper production or whatever, or fourth, I'm not so sure. A country that is exporting so much of gold, where you can also laugh. You know, I saw a clip from BDO. They are saying that Zambians don't know how much copper they have, gold they have exported. But the people outside there, they say, we have bought, so I'll give you an example. The people outside there, they say, we have bought 10 kilograms of gold. And Zambians are saying, oh, you have only bought 1 kilogram of gold. That's what is happening. We are not able to capture. And why are we doing that? Because it's all in the hands of the foreigners. Zaki, there are two. This year, there's the biggest emerald in one piece discovered. Is it what they call Mbere? This year. And if you check, you can Google through check. Zambia doesn't know how much that thing costed. But the owners of that Kaji mine, over 75%, they are British and some other people. So where does the money go? Does it stay in Zambia? It's our emeralds. Do I benefit from? Zaki, every Zambian needs to benefit from what God has given us as a country. When I turn 18, youth, when you turn 18, it's be a bit of some money given to you with that for startup company. You know, when I finished I started work in Germany. I married in Germany. I married a German woman, and we just saw a check of 20,000 Deutschmarks. That one was Deutschmarks. 20,000. I asked, where does it come from? No, because you have just married. This will help you to settle. I was shocked. Now my country, with all this wealth around, they cannot even give me 550 kwacha for having. Zambians need to benefit, and it's because the system is not working. I will touch that, what I'm saying. All the ministries in this country, whether they want to have different, all ministries in this country, apart from defense, they are not functioning properly. I can mention a few. Zaki, go to the Minister of Lands. Go and see the chaos that is there. Go to the Minister of Home Affairs. You want to get a passport. You go there, they'll ask you for money. The passport is supposed to be for free. Okay, if there's some small paperwork you do. But they'll ask you, you pay 1,000, 2,000 if your passport has to come out within 2 or 3 days. The passport can come out within 10 days. Now tell the people, everybody who has to wait for 10 days and you have his passport, no money. But do you think that this government doesn't know? They know. They were sitting here like I am. He knows. But what has he done? Nothing. And you are telling me that he's done the job? No, he hasn't. He knows. The corruption at the Ministry of Health, we all know. It's written everywhere in the walls of Lusaka. What is going on? The medicine today, I go there. I'm told you go and buy medicine. You just walk outside, you will buy that medicine. That cantemba which is there belongs to the person who sent you there. Do you think he doesn't know? You know, there's something that President Chiruba, the late, is so rest in peace. He is the one who allowed that the doctors should work. They are employed at UTH but can work everywhere else. Do you know really what that means? If I'm called, Steve, there's something here, you should come and operate something, I will leave somebody on the table because I'm going to earn $10,000 where I'm going to go. That person that I have on the table is not giving me any money. That salary I've earned it already anyway. So I can be there or not there. Do you think that the president didn't know about it? He knew. All these ministers, they know. But we live in it. That's why we move out when Wadwala Kangono, you want to go to South Africa. Wadwala Kangono, you want to go to India. Wadwala Kangono, we can create our Indian hospitals here. We can create our own South African hospitals here. And so on. You think they don't know? Is the status quo, has it changed from MMD to PF to UPND? It hasn't. It's the same. That's why I'm saying, if you analyze this country from 1964, we are going down, down, down. In 1964, we are not the poorest country. Now we are number 6 poorest country. And let him tell me to say, Steve, after 5 years of my UPND running, Zambia was 6. Now it has become better. It has just moved out from being a poorest country. I will say, yes, you have worked. I will say, yes, the government, the graph is going up. And me, Zaki, I promise the Zambian people, I'm not Vashi promise me, I'm Vashi action. I promise the Zambian people, and I say it, they put it here, the time that I'm going to be in the government, Zambia will move away from being a number 6 poorest person to become one of the first world, because we have everything that it takes, and God has endowed me. I thank God every day when I wake up, when I'm going to bed, whatever I'm doing, because I'm healthy, because my brain is working, because I can look at the Zambian stuff, materials that we have, and transform it into money. And the whole of these 4 years that I was out of this country, I was not campaigning, and that's what I was doing. And now I'm packed up on how I'm going to fund this country. And I can fund this country. Even if this current president, which I offered him, this country can be funded to move from 10 billion to 50 to 100 billion to 200 billion budget. And that budget will allow us to build trams in this country, to build electric trains in this country, to make sure that we don't have my roads. These roads, they are pathetic. Shame on us.
This is the Tuesday edition once again of the burning issue. Our guest is Mr. Stephen Nyirenda, and he is president of Munthu Party. Now, you did allege the UPND government that this amendment of the Constitution is an electoral manipulation. How so?
Zaki, we have spoken so much about it, and my friends, all of them, right, some of them right now, I'm talking here, they're talking somewhere else. They talk about that. Zaki, why do you want to do something that the people have told you don't do it because we are going to elections? You want to do it. What is it that you have? What you want to manipulate in there? Why can't you, at all costs? Even the courts have told him, no, leave it, it needs a wider consultation. You want to do it. There's our friend in the opposition now, the constitution expert, Mr. Sangwa. He has every now and then talked about it. He is a lawyer. He knows better than I know. He knows better than our president knows. Yeah. He has advised every now and then, you don't do this, you don't do this. But he is insisting. There are things inside there. Literally, there are things inside there. For example, that, you become a president, you just appoint everyone else that you want to, the number that you want to. Why? Why do you want to appoint that number? Because people have chosen who they want to be represented by. And you will say, no, I'm putting you this. But it's no, we are known that from our leadership here in Zambia, right up currently, what people say is not taken care of. It's a one-man show. So there are so many contentious elements in there. My friends have talked about it. People have heard outside there, and so on and so on. And we know. Why do you want to do it towards the election? Why? Everybody says, no, you want to do it. That means you are seeing a benefit. That's what I meant.
Well, thank you very much for that clarity. We should be taking phone calls now from our listener out there who may have a question or two, or indeed may want to disagree, or in one way or the other want to contribute to the conversation we have today. This is the Tuesday. Our guest is Mr. Stephen Nyirenda. He is president of Munthu Party. And remember,